Are you looking for a creative, smart, and talented individual with studio experience in technical directing and camera operating? Look no further. I'm Kyle Robinson. As a 4-year football player in high school, I learned a lot on the gridiron, much of which has remained with me today. But there's one thing my coach used to tell us that stuck with me the most. Get better every day. As a part of your production team, I promise to do just that. From my first day on the job to the day I retire, I promise to get better every day. I promise to help the people around me get better every day. I always like to be the best at what I do, and with a background in sports, I don't like to lose. I do what it takes to win every time, and that wouldn't change if I were a part of your staff. I would do whatever it takes to produce the best live sports broadcast possible and would perfect the methods that would replicate success time and time again. If you hire me, I can guarantee you the effort I put forth would be evident to everybody, and I promise to get better every day. Thank you. Are you looking for a simple, smart, and fun way to get more active? Then pay attention. Introducing the Nike Plus Fuel Band SC, the universal tracker of all your day's activities in one place. The new Nike Plus Fuel Band SC is equipped with a beautiful LED display that shows throughout the day the steps you've taken, the calories you've burned, and the Nike fuel points you've earned.
It's also a digital watch.
Nice. It's constantly connected to your iOS device through Bluetooth, so you can stay motivated with move reminders and game-like challenges. You can find the Nike Plus Fuel Band SC in 4 vibrant colors online at www.nike.com/fuelband or at your local Nike retailer. Thanks, Nico. Welcome to State of Events. I'm Kyle Robinson. It's day 24 in the search for Malaysian Airlines Flight 370, and still no sign of the plane has been found. Last week, authorities claimed that based on new satellite evidence, they were near certain that the plane had crashed into the southern Indian Ocean. A search team of 20 ships and planes has pulled nothing but trash out of the water the past few days, but Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott says there is no time limit to the search. Another search and rescue effort continues today in northwest Washington state after one of the deadliest mudslides in U.S. history swallowed the town of Oso. The death toll as of this morning stood at 24. However, officials fear that that number could climb to 32 in the coming days. Rescue teams are working around the clock to find any remaining survivors. In other news, the United Nations International Court of Justice ruled in a landmark decision that Japan must halt their annual Antarctic whale hunt. Disguised as a scientific program, this hunt has claimed over 10,000 whales since its inception in 1988. A, quote, deeply disappointed Tokyo said it would honor the ruling but did not exclude the possibility of future whaling programs. That's all for now. I'm Kyle Robinson. We'll catch you next time on State of Events. Good morning and welcome to a special Studio 3 edition of the My Famous Friends show. I'm your host, Kyle Robinson. My guest today is a student filmmaker from Los Angeles who's in the cinema department here at San Francisco State. He's currently working on his first full screenplay. Pablo Valdez, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So let's get right into it. What made you want to be a director?
I think I've always been into film. Ever since I could remember, my dad was always taking me to the theaters, something I look forward to. I think the first movie I remember going to was Star Wars, like the first episode.
Yeah.
It was like a big event.
Yeah.
It's like a huge deal, and I think I just always wanted to try to like emulate that and maybe like create that again.
Like that whole following.
That whole
try to reach with Star Wars.
Crazy phenomena that was Star Wars.
So would you say that George Lucas is an influence on your
Yeah,
work?
you could say George Lucas among others.
Among others. And so if you had to pick a favorite director, who would it be?
It's tough to say. It changes so much. From like Martin Scorsese to maybe Christopher Nolan, but I think above all it's Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin can't go
Quentin
wrong.
can't go wrong.
Why is that? Why does he strike so much influence in you?
I think just all of his movies, from like Pulp Fiction to Kill Bill to Django Unchained.
Love Django.
They're just like they're entertaining from start to finish, and
Yeah.
like they never let you down.
Never let up.
Very
Even
consistent.
Even
very
if it's 3
funny.
hours.
Even if it's 3 hours, like most of them are.
And so has he influenced anything you've worked on in the past or what you're working on now?
Yeah, his movies are very real. They're stories about like just everyday people. His characters are really believable. So I think that comes out in in and I'd say all of my work so
Yeah.
far.
And so you're working on a screenplay now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Screenplay I'm working on right now is about this guy named Rudy, who's a Mexican cartel gang member,
Hmm.
and he's in the middle of he's kind of at a fork in his life. He's trying to figure out whether or not he wants to stay with the gang or whether he wants to kind of like take the money and run, or he's just kind of at an impasse right now.
Yeah. And so, like, where do you think that inspiration comes from? Is that from like a previous experience, or is it family members, or something along those lines?
Growing up in LA, I was kind of surrounded by that. Not personally, but I just remember it being in the news all the time, and like it's just something that I've been around and like heard about my whole life. It's just something that I've been interested in. How like a huge organization like the cartel can be so successful and
Yeah.
be so like secretive.
And there's a pretty large gang culture in LA.
Yeah,
Us
the
both being from
gang
there.
culture in LA is pretty strong and relevant.
Yeah. And then I know you did something before the screenplay. You did a little short that wasn't necessarily along the same lines. What was that about?
That one was called Routine, and it followed two people kind of just going about their morning, their routine. They're getting ready, they're eating their breakfast, taking a shower, and they both come out of their house to miss the same bus. And as they miss the bus, they kind of see each other, and they kind of hit it off. It's kind of like a love at first sight, kind of.
Definitely.
Um,
So that was just a quick short.
That was a short. It was a class project I had to shoot on actual like film stock, which was really difficult.
Real
really,
film, huh?
Yeah,
And that
it
must have
it
been
was fun.
challenging.
It was fun.
Yeah. Nice. Well, it looks like we're running out of time, but Pablo, thank you very much for coming. If you
Appreciate
want
it.
to know a little bit more, you can check him out on Facebook, facebook.com/Pablo Valdez. For the My Famous Friends show, I'm Kyle Robinson. Have a good morning.